Just to give you an idea of how the hotels have performed and conventions have performed first 9 months compared to last year, consolidated revenues increased by about a growth of 37% over last year, same period, and a margin of 75% over last year, and 150% growth on net income. What I'd like to share with you here is recently we have 2 wings at Taal Vista Hotel, as you may know. The newest wing, which was constructed and introduced about over 4 years ago. And we had the old wing, which we now refer to as the Mountain Wing. It was recently renovated, about 128 rooms, regular rooms and suites, and also the lobby. Here you can see the fully refurbished lobby and lobby lounge of the hotel. Next slide will show you the renovated rooms at the Mountain Wing, which we used to call the Old Wing or the West Wing. In Radisson Blu, the hotel has been performing very, very well compared to last year, and is now becoming to be the leading hotel for leisure and conventions and meetings in Cebu, which is right beside the SM Mall. That's the Feria restaurant. It's a 3-meal-a-day restaurant with the lavish display of buffet. And over a year ago, we opened Pico Sands Hotel in Pico del Oro. We have 154 rooms and suites in Pico Sands Hotel. And the next will be, we're also selling it as a, for meetings, conventions, and as you can see on the screen, for socials, weddings as well. Cora mentioned about Park Inn earlier. This is a rendition of how the hotel would look like. We're looking at opening by February next year, and it's attached to the mall by Bridgeway, as you can see on the left side. And here's a look of how the hotel rooms would look like. Very colorful, efficient, comfortable, functional. We're targeting the business and leisure market in Davao. Park Inn is a brand that SM would want to grow in the future. We're looking at, for the interim, we're looking at about 5 Park Inn hotels for the next 6 or 7 years. It could be more. That is an actual shot of SMX in Lanang. It is probably the biggest meetings and exhibit center in not only in Davao but probably also in Mindanao.
How are the bookings going?
We have had so far about 2 major meetings there since we opened in about more than a month ago, and we have more meetings coming, and we have the investors investment commission, or which is going to be next week, and they're occupying the entire space of SMX Convention Center. Business is good since we opened. We've had a lot of leads going through throughout next year.
So just finally on the CSR operations of SM, no, under SM Foundation, as you know, we have 1,500 graduates already in this program, and there are currently 1,200 scholars under, studying in different areas of the country. And of the graduates, there are 420 with honors, no, Latin honors. In terms of the medical missions, so far we've conducted 725 missions, and we have had 46 farmer trainings with over 5,000 graduates. And under Operation Tulong, which is our emergency program, no, we've served around 54,200 families. These are the graduates of our scholarship program that made it to the top 10 of the CPA board recently. No? So we're very proud of them. And One of them is top 3, top 4, and then top 6 and top 9. So we're very proud of our scholars. So with that, I'd like to end our presentation, and I'll open the floor now to questions if there are any. Anyone care to ask the first question? No.
Mag-question na kayo, kasi may dalawang best CFO dito sa table. Napahiya kami dito kung walang question.
Pagkakataon nyo na.
Biro mo pati yung scholar namin, top notcher ng CPA board. Out of 10, 4 ang top notcher. And these are the sons and daughter of, of tricycle driver, of maids, of helpers. No, this is not a common student. So they work very hard and they study very hard. No? And now they are fully employed. No? They are fully employed. So mag-ask na kayo ng question last time.
Yeah, Mike.
Good morning. Thank you very much for hosting the briefing. My question is just on SM Retail. Regarding the same-store sales growth, what was the growth like for both the food and non-food groups in the first 9 months?
Food and non-food.
We have on same-store sales, we are flat. And on the growth, we are, because we have a lot of new stores opening, and we are double-digit on the total.
So how many percent increase?
10 plus 5 total.
10 plus 5.
For non-food, we're up at 9.8, so almost 10.
In the food, we have a flat in the same-store sales, and we are positive 10.5 in the overall.
Just want to add that comment. No, same store sales is flat. That not mean that there is no growth. No, a good example is, for instance, in Mall of Asia. Meron sila dyan hypermarket, malaki. No? And then down below, they open up in a store doon sa malapit sa Taft Avenue. Save More. Also, Save More. So, instead of increasing dito sa Mall of Asia, some of that went to the Save More near the Rotonda. No? So, without that Rotonda, that Mall of Asia would have been increasing its sales. No? And some of the sales of the Rotonda would have been sold by other third party or other party. So, because of the rapid expansion, same store would be the same. We are already happy because we know that we capture additional shares in nearby. No? So overall, you see the new store plus the existing store. Overall, there will be growth. So that's why he's saying 15% growth. You know? A 10.5 growth. You know?
While no one's asking, I'd like Chito to maybe talk a little bit more about what drove the strong growth of BDO's net income.
Yeah, well, it's a balanced contribution coming from, I think on the net interest income side, the encouraging trend there is that we saw a 5% quarter-on-quarter growth in NII. And I think that's very encouraging given the trends that we've shown over the last maybe 5 or 6 quarters. So, and we've also seen that has translated into an improvement in the margins to about 3.6% for the third quarter, coming from the 3.3% average for the first 2 quarters of the year. So that's the encouraging trend. Secondly, on the fee income side, the recurring fees are still growing beyond 10%. I think the 9-month numbers are about 13% growth for recurring fees. So again, that provides us a steady stream of annuity income. And thirdly, there was a substantial contribution from the Treasury side, as Treasury took profits on some of their securities portfolios, and that accounted for the large trading gains in the third quarter. So overall, I think the various segments of the business are contributing respectively to the overall growth.
What kind of fees are you referring to?
The fees here would be primarily from service businesses, like from the asset management, transaction banking, merchant acquiring fees,